Elsewhere, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has defended the police conduct during the anti-government protests, arguing that police officers cannot be entirely blamed for the death of protesters gunned down during the deadly June 25th demonstrations, which saw the parliament buildings in Nairobi invaded. Appearing before the National Assembly Security Committee, Kindiki delved into why officers shot protesters on that fateful day. Emma Mwangi reports.
There you go.
The Cabinet Secretary for Interior has engaged in a fragmented defense of the reasons behind police officers shooting of anti-government protesters during the June 25th Gen Z protests. While appearing before the National Assembly Security Committee today, the CS said that owing to his experience in law, it is inaccurate to point fingers at police officers without substantiating that police bullets killed the protesters.
The fact that somebody has died through a bullet where police officers were trying to control a crowd is not conclusive proof that that person has been killed by a police officer. And that's why the justice systems must help us establish the truth without shielding anybody. If a police officer went outside the law, they must be held accountable.
Kindiki justified the use of brutal force by police officers on the peaceful protesters, arguing that the National Security Force had to be deployed to protect the national critical institutions, including Parliament.
And it is not true to argue or to submit that the police officer cannot use force. If we never applied force on that fateful day in Parliament, we would be talking about a different Kenya, a different scenario.
According to the CS, 42 Kenyans died during the anti-government protests that occurred from June to August, disputing reports from Amnesty International and several human rights organizations that recorded the figure at 61. Kindiki noted that he only had a report of 30 people who were killed during the protests and the circumstances around which they died, while unsure of how the remaining 12 were killed.
And I beg for 24 hours to again supplement with a more detailed information that includes the last 12 of the cases that were not included in the list which I had forwarded already to the committee yesterday.
CS Kindiki also clarified to the members of the National Assembly Committee that no policy supports or even condone abductions, extrajudicial killings, or even enforced disappearances, stating that it is scientifically wrong to say people missing have been abducted. Emma Mwangi, KUTV.